Yo, yo, yo. What up, my peoples? What it do? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully better than Monday. You know, Mondays usually suck, dude. But, you know, it's kind of the way it goes, I guess. What up, Super Donut? Yo, thanks again for the sub-a-rooski yesterday, dude. Appreciate it. What up, Ferret? 30 stream streak, baby. We're going streaking. Come on. We're going. Let's go. Through the quad to the gymnasium. I've got to get that gift done, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's brutal. I saw you post that in Discord, dog. Yep. I mean, I didn't get to read it or anything this morning because I just didn't have time. Was it a situation where they like was the ship just too big? What happened? I mean, that's what it seemed like, right? I'll try to watch it at some other point. I'm not gonna, you know, it's not really our jam for the video gaming stuff or whatever, but you know, I'll try to watch it later, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Hit the bridge pillar? Jesus. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, thanks for making me aware. I didn't hear about it. You know, if I wouldn't be aware if it wasn't for you posting it in the Discord. I did see it this morning. Was like, geez, that sucks. Were there like fatalities and stuff because of it? People on the bridge and everything, or what? I'm guessing so, but I don't know. Let me know. I'll try to look into it later. Yeah, that's it's brutal, man. I don't know. Oh, wow, crazy. But happy day, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing well. We've got video gaming news coming up for today, March 26th, and then it'll be day 5 of Dragon's Dogma 2, baby. Really excited, loving the game. It's a mixed bag for me, man, really. I mean, it sucks that I always have to talk about this, and I'll continue to talk about it because the content's so amazingly good and the microtransactions were so unnecessary. The microtransactions in this game were so unnecessary. Even if they, wanted to, I think, put some alternate way of allowing people to provide further support for a game that they maybe loved, I don't think that this was the way to do it. I think there were better ways to incorporate maybe some DLC, things like that to prompt people to support the game in a further capacity, monetary, by monetary means, beyond just the AAA price tag. If people felt like that's something they wanted to do, other than just the microtransactions and the way that they kind of built the game to make people feel like a better quality of life could be had by those microtransactions. It's just such a weird feeling and to have hanging over this game. Content is phenomenal. Content in this game is so flipping good. We'll talk about it more today as we play, and I'm sure there'll be things that come up in the news, but it's really good, man. I'm enjoying it very much, and I think that it is definitely going to be a contender for awards this year, and hopefully they get that patch out pretty quick to improve performance. But let's go ahead and do what we do, man. Let's dive in here. Let's do video gaming news for today, and then we'll work our way towards playing more Dragon's Dogma. Cool? Let's do it, baby. Didn't see any fatalities reported. Still looking for 7 people that were on the bridge. Ship crew all accounted for. Jesus. It's wild, dude. Yeah, I'll try to look into it later. It seems crazy. Now you just run into a pillar. Unless there was a mechanical failure on the ship or something, like a malfunction. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, I saw the picture just from the thumbnail that you put in the article in the Discord, and I was like, wow, dude, that's brutal. It's crazy. So we've talked about the Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. It is releasing a little bit after what they were planning to do. That they're trying to avoid the Elden Ring DLC, the Shadow of the Erd Tree stuff, you know, as is appropriate. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where, just like whenever Elden Ring released initially, obviously it's one of those games that was so hyped, nobody wanted to release anything remotely close to it, you know. There are a few games that come out every year that we know, you know, we are expecting to come out, and developers, publishers will avoid it, right? They'll avoid those games. Just like next year, if GTA 6 does release next year, get ready for the fact that nobody's going to release anything within 3 weeks to a month, significant releases around that time period. They're going to avoid that game like the plague, okay? There are a few games that have that happen. You talk about things like the God of War games, you know, anything that's like a Souls game, Soulsborne game from FromSoft, stuff like that, you know, they just totally get avoided because they know so many people that's all they want to play. And so publishers avoid it, you know, and it's appropriate. Even with something as popular as Final Fantasy 14 is, they know better. You know what I mean? They know better than to be releasing their DLC. Not that people wouldn't still play it, but they stand to do better releasing in a time that's not directly in correlation to when, you know, or in parallel to whenever the Elden Ring DLC releases, right? So it makes sense. It wasn't necessarily, it's not a surprise there. Cyberpunk is going to be free to play for a bit. Interesting. It'll be a trial thing, I guess. What's the best Final Fantasy game? Final Fantasy 7. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter. Final Fantasy 7's the best ever. Get wrecked, Ferret. I'm just kidding. I respect other people's opinions. And the fact of the matter is, Final Fantasy 3/6 is a very, very close second for me. Bro, I knew it was going to be coming really fast. Final Fantasy 6 or 3, whatever you call it. I grew up calling it Final Fantasy 3 because that's what it was called where I grew up. You know, in the US, Final Fantasy 3 is what it was called. Yeah, I knew you were setting it up. Yeah, you know I gotta troll a little bit. I mean, look, dude, I understand how anybody could see, you know, Final Fantasy 6, 3, whatever you want to call it, being their favorite Final Fantasy. It's such a banger, dude. Such a banger. Final Fantasy 7 just has the edge over it for me a little bit. I played the crap out of both of those games, and Final Fantasy 10 is you know, a third place title for me. Final Fantasy 10 was phenomenal for me. I loved it. Final Fantasy 16's best. Davey's trolling right now, dude. Davey's trolling me out. He's trying to get me ranting this morning. Somebody ban that guy.
Unacceptable!
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I never owned it. I borrowed it from all my friends, you know? I never owned it, unfortunately. I didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, and it was one of those titles I always wanted, and I just never got, you know? But I had a lot of friends that had it, so I just always got to borrow it from my buddies. My buddies were cool. They always let me borrow it. They would let me, you know, they wouldn't erase my save file and stuff, you know? A lot of grass cutting to earn it. Yeah. So, I think, I don't know. There's, I think there's going to be a lot of people, you know, these kinds of polls like this, and I'm not going to dive into this really, but it's all very, subjective, right? Everybody's experience, and I mean, I think that modern day, I mean, and to be fair for what Davey's saying there, Final Fantasy 16 was a very well-developed game. It really was. I just don't see it as being a true Final Fantasy game, is all it is. It's a very well-developed game. It's beautiful. I think it was just too shallow on RPG aspects to be considered a true Final Fantasy game myself. compared to what traditional Final Fantasy games are. But here's the thing that's crazy. If you think about this, right? I mean, how many of us OG gamers grew up with, you know, the old school Final Fantasy games? So we're always going to be, you know, in a poll like this, we're going to be looking back to those tried and true earlier releases in the Final Fantasy series that are iconic, right? But if you take somebody that sees this article nowadays and they haven't experienced a lot of the older games, which is why I'm trying to expose my own kids to some of the more iconic video gaming history stuff that I'm in love with, so they have more of a broad view of what some of these iconic series are and stuff like that, right? But I mean, to be fair, exactly like what Davey's saying, to anybody that might not have experienced those earlier games, their you know, their pick might be a little bit different because they only have more of a modern view of what Final Fantasy is, whether it be an MMO in Final Fantasy 14 or something not as traditional with what the game has always offered, and in what Final Fantasy 16 brought to the table, right? But I do think that if you got a large data set of people to vote in a poll like this, it's going to be a very tight race, probably between Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 3/6. I really do believe that. Most would go for Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you know, my first Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy 1, you know, and that's what made me fall in love with Final Fantasy. And obviously, I played like the Final Fantasies all the way up until, you know, through 7 and stuff like that. What is this, dog? What's up, brother? What's going on, man? I think 7 was so cutting edge, dude. It was very edgy. It was a dark, very, very well developed narrative storyline. It was very immersive. It was, you know, for dude, the way that games were, you know, that, I mean, as far as modern gaming at the time, bro, that was like mind-blowing stuff. I remember that being the first time I ever saw a curse word in a game. It was like the cutscenes were just mind-blowing. Even the gameplay, you know, even though it was just poly characters and stuff, it was just something completely different and beyond something I had experienced. It was so deep and immersive and very had a lot of feels in it. You know, I talk about games a lot with very well-written narratives and stuff. They take you on a roller coaster of different kinds of emotions. That's what Final Fantasy VII was for me, man. And it's really the first game that took me on that kind of a roller coaster. I think that's why it will forever and has always been something so special to me, you know? Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying, dude. The cutscenes. That's what I said, yeah. The cutscenes were beyond anything we had seen really at that time. They were phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. It was just nuts. And so, I know that, you know, myself included and a lot of other people, I think some of those reasons which I listed are why so many people had fallen in love with Final Fantasy VII, for what it was and what it will always be for them, you know? I'm one of those people. What is this, bro? What's up, Soup? Really wanna get to know ya. Oh, bro. You know when we'll find out? You know when we'll find out? They're crunching hard, bro. Oh, for real, dude? Yeah, fair, bro. I mean, I'll never forget getting my PlayStation. And I mean, like I said, we didn't grow up with a lot of money. My parents knew how badly I wanted that PlayStation and how badly I wanted Final Fantasy VII, and they made it happen, dude. And it was such a huge defining point in my young life as a gamer and who I've become as a gamer too. I don't think they might maybe even realize what that was for me, you know. I remember Voodoo, dude. I remember Voodoo. That will forever be my favorite Christmas as a kid, dude. Forever. There was nothing that came close to touching that, dog. Opening that you know, waking up on that Christmas, dude, and having that PlayStation and Final Fantasy VII with it, bro. It was just, I thought my brain was gonna pop out of my skull, dog. I was like, I was on cloud 9, dude. It was just pure flipping adrenaline, dopamine rush. Could not wait to play. And we had to go to my grandparents that day too. We had to go to my grandparents that day. And bro, me and my cousin, I had a cousin that was older than me that I used to play RPGs with all the time. Dog, we got to my grandparents' house, dog. And we stayed in the back room all day long on this little bitty TV playing Final Fantasy VII, bro. All day. Brother, the only reason we left that room was to go to the bathroom and get food. That was it. It's crazy. It was awesome. That was it, dude. Yeah. That was dude, I'll never forget that. That Christmas was just insane, and it was because of that. Soup, same. Yo, yeah, we'll talk about this. Soup, I'm sorry to tell you, dude, this guy's a liar. I can't even say it with a straight face, bro. Dog, yeah. Nah, he's a liar, bro. Soup's freaking out. Bro, Soup will. That's why I keep trolling out Soup. Soup's copium is GTA 6, dude. He's living in the future right now. He can't even enjoy anything that releases right now. You know, he's like, oh, Jesus, like, everything sucks. I just can't wait for GTA 6, you know? So I keep trolling out Soup, and I'm like, bro, it's getting pushed back to 2036, you know? He's like, don't say that, dude. You know, he's like, bro, don't put that juju on me, man. You know? And so we troll each other out about this stuff a lot. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. I'm just messing around. I think, you know, here's the thing. As I said, whenever the release window first got announced, 2025 is a 365-day window. You know what I mean? I mean, it's huge. And with any game announcement, as far as a window or a release date, if it's that far in the future, you've got to understand. I mean, being real right now, you have to be realistic about the situation and the fact that there's always the potential of it releasing towards the end of that window. And here's the thing we know now too. It's PlayStation 5 Pro is looking to be releasing at what, the end of this year, maybe into the early next year, depending on if they can get it ready. They want to release this with the PS5 Pro, so it could happen early next year. It's not like it couldn't, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, sure, Davey. It's not like it couldn't, but I mean, you've always got to be ready for the fact that when something like this is as big as this is and as hyped as it is, has a window like that, I think you're better off just preparing for the fact that it could release very late in that window. That way you're not let down. And you have to always have in the back of your mind that it could fall out of that window too, because it's development, it's video game development, you know, it's video game development. There's always the potential for unseen. These projects are massive projects. There's always the potential for unforeseen issues to crop up. And honestly, what we would rather see as consumers and gaming enthusiasts is for them to just go ahead and feel comfortable enough to say, yo, we need to delay this a little bit. I know that doesn't feel good to everybody all the time, but I would rather see a game delay and be really polished and feel really good on release rather than a hot flipping mess because they tried to meet a deadline they thought they needed to hit for some weird reason. You know what I mean? So, that's just being real about it. You know what I mean? I think the potential for them to still hit the 2025 window is there. I think that people are freaking out because they made everybody hit. They told all their employees to get back to the office, you know? They're like, get your butts back in here, you know? So everybody's like, oh crap, dude, they're behind. Here comes the crunch culture. You know, we even memed about it. It was like, grab your sleeping bags, everybody. You would be sleeping under your desk, you know? Warm up next to your desktop because you're about to be crunch culturing up at Rockstar. Which, in all honesty, I hope that's not happening because that's terrible. I really hope that's not happening. But, you know, there's always going to be some kind of speculation that comes up whenever Rockstar has let their employees, you know, for the past 3 to 4 years remote work, even after the pandemic's been over. And then now all of a sudden they're like, yo, everybody get back. Everybody get back. So there's going to be, you know, speculation. There's going to be people going, nah, what's going on here, man? They're behind. There was going to be a lot of people that thought that. Honestly, we won't really know, dude. We won't know until we get closer to, I think, like probably towards the end of this year. Once we start getting closer to that 2025 window, we'll start getting more info about what's actually happening here. But it's early this year still, you know? If this game's just so, I talk about this a lot. You know, GTA is on that level of something like Bloodborne, you know? They're so flippin' big, and they're just so iconic that literally any and everything that could be misconstrued or blown out of proportion will be, dude. You know, it's just insane. So I think people just need to, like, relax a little bit. We'll get the information when we're supposed to get it. You know what I mean? We will. We'll get that information when we're supposed to get it. So I know it's driving Soup nuts. I appreciate this, buddy. I didn't mean to go all the way into that article already, but I didn't mean to. Here, let's pull that back up. But it was a good talk, anyways. Let's see what's going on in chat here. What's this one, dude? What is this, bro? Gran Turismo's turned into trash, dog. Gran Turismo's turned into hot garbage. Honestly, GT, like, I remember back, like, GT4, GT5, bro, was like, oh, God. GT5 was so good. Then, like, what they've done since is just, in my opinion, kind of got worse and worse. GTA, not GTA, but Gran Turismo 7 was really gross, actually, in my opinion. What PlayStation did with, like, Gran Turismo 7, did you see what they did with that, dude? They really, really tried to, like, microtransaction the crap out of people. And then they got pissed off because they didn't like that people found ways to generate good currency in the game. So then they patched that out, too, to try and make people spend money in the game. Sorry, man, that's gross. Gran Turismo's not the game it used to be, dude. It's just not. Yeah, Davey, yeah. Enjoy all of the games for what they are. Took years for a GT7, and it was hot garbanzo. yeah, soup, yeah. Davey said, I enjoy all the games for what they are. Talking about Final Fantasy, comparing the older Final Fantasy games to the new Final Fantasy games. I know and understand some of the issues the fans have had. Yeah. It is not almost September, bro. Oh, soup. Yeah, I mean, Davey, so, you know, Final Fantasy VII, obviously, back in 97, compared to, like, Rebirth, the combat's totally different, and it's great. And I think most people would agree with that. And I don't think most people have had an issue with the evolution of, like, the way the combat has turned, you know? That's just part of the evolution of gaming, the way technology has evolved, the way gaming has evolved with technology and our ability to do different things in games, right? So I don't think, you know, that's not one of the biggest areas of contention, really, I think, for most Final Fantasy fans in the way that the games have evolved either. Trailer 2 is happening this year, right? GTA 7 where? 2040? Nah, 2076, dude. And Davey says, I could not really imagine that the turn-based combat of old would have necessarily worked for Rebirth or 16. Do not mind at all the cutscenes of 16. And I respect that. I respect that. Shut up, Soup. This is the thing, right, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's not really the combat where most people got. I think the traditional Final Fantasy fans got turned off about Final Fantasy 16. It wasn't just the combat. I mean, really what they did as a whole was they turned, obviously the combat's different, you know, but it's not like the combat hadn't been evolving through many iterations before Final Fantasy 16 to be what Final Fantasy 16 was. So it's not like people hadn't already been aware that that was happening and been accustomed to the changes that were leading up to that, right? So I don't think it was really just the whole action-based combat that had totally evolved out of the turn-based that people are totally turned off by. I think a lot of it is just the real shallow RPG aspects that have come along with Final Fantasy 16 because it was built more like a Devil May Cry game than a Final Fantasy game. The RPG aspects got really shallow, and that's why I think most people don't really see Final Fantasy 16 as being a traditional Final Fantasy game. It feels a little bit weird for many of us traditional Final Fantasy fans. We've talked about that a little bit before. So I don't think many people are necessarily were expecting turn-based combat for Rebirth or 16 or anything like that, right? So as far as the cutscenes are concerned for 16, I haven't played it. But I am of this notion where I'm getting a little bit weirded out personally, and everybody's going to have their own respective opinion about this situation. But I'll give you, like, the Alan Wake 2, for example, was really molding for me. As a you know, the type of game player I am, I like to be playing a game most of the time. A great cutscene is something that can be phenomenal for many different reasons. You know, the fleshing out of storytelling and lore and things of that nature, the narrative, diving into narrative and lore, and giving, especially as somebody who plays very hard games, the cinematics that can be implemented can be a nice break from time to time from getting kind of sweaty in the gameplay and maybe needing to calm down even a little bit, right? But like with Alan Wake 2, I felt so disengaged from the actual gameplay content all the time. It was constantly just like, play a little bit, watch the game, you know, or watch the software, you know. It's like, play a little bit, watch the software, play a little bit, watch the software. And I felt like I was just constantly being disengaged from playing a video game. And for me, that's not what I'm looking for. And I know that in Final Fantasy 16, there is as much cinematic in that game as there is main questline content. And that's a little bit weird to me. I don't want that. Like, I've used examples like 2018's God of War felt really good. The cutscenes were phenomenal. There were a good number of them in there. They were built very well. They were great for the storytelling and everything, but it wasn't close to being anything that took over the amount of gameplay you were getting either. And for me, that just feels weird when you're watching as much as you're playing. If I want to watch a movie, I'll go watch a movie. For me, I just don't want that. And there's this weird thing that's happening in the industry where it feels like more and more developers are getting too much into making a movie over making a video game. And it's a weird thing that, for me personally, I don't enjoy that much. One second, guys. But I mean, you know, that's just me too, you know, and like you said, you were cool with the cinema, how much cinematics there were in Final Fantasy 16, and I respect that, you know, I do, and so it's always going to be a bit of a thing that each of us is just going to have kind of our own opinion on and everything. So I respect that notion, Davey. I do. What's up, Peter? What's going on, buddy? Soup, what are you talking about? Davey, go back to the Dave the Diver. Shut up, dude. No bullying in here. You're about to get timed out. No bullying in here. You hear me? Mods! $2025's not real yet. 2025 is just a theoretical year. It's a theoretical thing that people know will happen if we make it that far. Like, I've got to say, Dave the Diver is a banger game, dude. I can't say enough how much I would love to just take a moment, and for anybody that says I will never play Dave the Diver, please consider it. Anybody out there that, I mean, I understand if it's not your jam or whatever, but that game's really good. That game's really, really good. Eyes look like I'm tired. It's early. I haven't had enough coffee. Yeah, I'm good, dog. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah. Just probably got the puffy eyes, dude. Need to wake up a little bit. You know what I mean? Not quite as awake. I didn't go for a run this morning, you know, and just kind of hopped out of bed and got ready. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm good, dog. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm solid. Yep. Just need more coffee, dude. I didn't get the blood pumping this morning, man. I didn't go for a run or anything. So yeah, I've got a schedule for running and everything, and today's my off day. So I'm just kind of still waking up, man. Never know. Never know. It's a banger of a game. It was really, really good. Really, really good. I appreciate you, the concern, Ferret, but yeah, man, all solid, brother. Yeah. But, again, not every game's for everybody. My own experience with Dave the Diver was phenomenal. As a $20 game, I got 55 hours out of that game, and there was plenty more content to it. And they've had more updates to it, with collaborations between Dredge, and they've got a Godzilla thing going on with it now and everything. The game was really good, in my opinion. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League approaches its do or die moment. Wait, I thought this game was already dead. Right? Right? Yes. Why so serious? Oh man, I love it.
Emotional damage.
Nice, dude. Yo, you know what, dude? We can look at the games coming up in April. Yeah, let's look at the games coming up in April. How about it? See what we got here. We'll look at that today. Yeah, April's quickly upon us. Yeah. I'll tell you the one that I'm looking forward to. Woo-wee. I know Davey knows. Davey, I got Davey all stoked about it too. Right? And no, Soup. Nobody cares about Stellar Blade, dude. That's not what I'm talking about. Dude. No rest for the wicked, man. Early release anyways, or early access release. They don't even have it listed on here. Yeah, fair. That's the one Soup's looking forward to. Yeah, the one with the 12-year-old girl. Yeah. That's Stellar Blade, yeah. And we're not talking about Eve, the main character. Soup has an infatuation with the engineer sidekick to Eve. That looks like she's 12, by the way, for everybody. Oh, dude. I love it. The trolls are real, dude. What is this, bro? It's tough this morning, dude. You guys got me rolling, dog. What is this? Bro, she does not look 19. Bro, she looks like 12, maybe 14 tops, dog. Look, she still got baby teeth, homie. Yeah, big does not help, dude. Huh. Yeah. They said they're older. Who's they, bro? Oh, Soup, you're a trip, dog. Wait, what is this? Tales of the Shire, a farming sim? Use the dust for the troll cakes. I'm more of a Dune dust kind of guy, you know. Let's take a look at what this is. For all you Lord of the Rings fans out there. I just don't understand. Dragon's Dogma. Why is anybody talking about Dragon's Dogma 3 right now? Just so stupid. We've got this up already. We'll take a look at this free trial of Cyberpunk. Now Star Wars Outlaws has been rated in Australia. That means this game is coming our way pretty quickly. It is Ubi, though. To be fair, Ubi did something pretty decent here recently. In the Prince of Persia game, right? But much different game here. I mean, Ubi's one of those companies where I just I feel like most of their content anymore is fairly mediocre. I think they did pretty good with the Avatar stuff, apparently. But it took them, what, over a year delay to get that out, which is also kind of their MO anymore. Delay, right? Skull and Bones. I think most of the time Ubi anymore is just somebody that you have to understand, like, if they release anything, it's more often than not going to be fantastic. It's going to be just okay. That's about it. But they're so big, it's not like they won't eventually, occasionally come out with something solid, like with Prince of Persia. I don't think you're actually real. I think you're AI, dude. Publishers are worried about supporting Xbox moving forward. Interesting. Oh, you are? Nah, this isn't talking about a potential delay. It's just it's talking about Take-Two's stock went down after reports of a potential delay for GTA 6. We see that kind of stuff happen all the time in the industry, though. Same thing happened with Nintendo, right? When Nintendo, when we found out that like their hardware got delayed because there was originally a lot of talk that it was supposed to be releasing probably late summer, early fall time frame of this year, and then it got pushed back to early next year. Nintendo stock plummeted for a little bit. It happens all the time with these big kind of announcements like that. If things fall back, it's weird. Oh, there's another one though. Yeah. yeah. It's just talking about the stock though. Dude, I wouldn't put too much stock into all these rumors, to be honest. You like what I did there? It's just so everybody wants to speculate on a lot of what this comes down to. People want to garner a lot of clicks and views and stuff because GTA 6 is so popular. People will click and view anything that has to do with that game. So anything that they can come up with about it, speculatory wise, they'll do it. And it's just not really worth diving into right now, in large part. Some of it will be, but most of it probably not. The best thing to do is just wait for more official kinds of news on that front. Yeah, no problem, Ferret. You're good, dog. Thanks for telling me I look like crap this morning, dude. No, I'm playing. Looks like there's some Switch deals on the Amazon Spring Sale. We already kind of took a look at that, though. Backup plans to get GTA 6 in 2026. Optimistic plan GTA 6 2025. Well, the better version will be PC anyways, so probably better off just wait until 2026. Just expect 2026, We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, the dev behind Days Gone working on a live service game at this point. Yep. Green Man Gaming. It's a good site. Good site. I promote Green Man Gaming quite often, actually. If you are a PC gamer and you are looking at buying recently to unreleased games for PC on like Steam's platform, quite often you can get them at about a roughly average 15% discount if you buy them through Green Man Gaming instead of just buying them straight through Steam. It's pretty solid. You know, it's a chunk. So usually like a AAA game nowadays, $70, you'll usually get it for closer to like $60 if you buy it through Green Man Gaming. It's a good site. GTA 6 may be delayed. What is the trend with Rockstar Games? Here. Soup. Here's your copium, dude. I'm not buying into any more of this flipping speculatory crap, but I know you love it, dude. Raw Metal review, a brawler that thinks it's a stealth game. Let's see what this is. That's not copium, that's fake speculation. I love it, dude. Oh, man. Remedy has shared new details about Condor, its live service control spinoff. Sorry, but dude, after Alan Wake 2, I won't be diving into anything that comes out of Remedy, dude. Jesus Christ. Alan Wake 2 was hot trash. Alan Wake 1 was so good, too. Alan Wake 2 was bad. Grounded 1.4 update adds new game plus. That's cool. That's really cool. We still need to go back and finish Grounded. We're so close to the end. And we never finished it. Well, looks like South Park Snow Day is getting pretty good reviews right now. Let's see this. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, no reviews yet. Interesting. Oh, it releases in 1 hour. We'll try to look at some reviews from users once this releases. The difference being, didn't Obsidian do the previous South Park games, I think? I think Obsidian did the previous South Park games. So, this is a different developer for the South Park games than what we've had previously. But it doesn't mean it'll be bad. We just need to see what reviews are saying, what people are saying. It's more important to me what the general audience is saying about a game. Shadow of the Depth is a Diablo-style roguelike that looks amazers. Let's take a look at that. Baldur's Gate 3 has been confirmed to have sold about 15 million copies at this point, guys. When was the full release, dude? It's not even been, what has it been, about 8 months? 7, 8 months, something like that. Was it August? August of last year? Something like that. 15 million copies in that time frame. Larian, boy, they know what they're doing. And as we read recently, they're talking about there's this huge pivot from what they said originally. They're after the full release of Baldur's Gate 3, we were seeing quotes and articles coming out reporting that Larian was focused on doing some DLC content for Baldur's Gate 3. They were also talking about their next project was going to be smaller in scope to what Baldur's Gate 3 was, so be prepared for that. And now all of a sudden, over this past week, we've been getting articles talking about how they're no longer doing DLC content for Baldur's Gate 3 anymore. And to be prepared for their next project, their next product for video games to be something that absolutely dwarfs what Baldur's Gate 3 was. And it's like, really? Something that dwarfs Baldur's Gate 3? That's man, they're really shooting for the stars with that sentiment, man. You know, I mean, I love Larian. I think they do great stuff, but dude, Baldur's Gate 3 was incredibly huge, you know, and vast, fantastic, all through and through. And to try and say that what they're doing next is going to dwarf that, that's something. We'll see what happens. Mass Effect 5, where's Ferret at? Where's that dude that was ripping on me for looking tired this morning? Mass Effect 5 is being created by Trilogy veterans. There you go. Cassette Beast is adding multiplayer on May 20th. Interesting. Cassette Beast looks really good, dude. We've talked about these. The new Game Pass titles coming. We hit on it yesterday. Roadmap for Ghostbuster Spirits Unleashed. This is just talking about Dragon's Dogma 2 kill the NPCs fix for all the lag issues. Final Fantasy 16 might get an Xbox release. I bet they probably do at some point. We've talked about that a little bit in the past. I've been talking for a couple years now that I felt like Xbox needed a handheld device. And it sounds like they might be headed that way. Over a traditional piece of hardware. Bethesda has given us a small update on the Elder Scrolls 6, apparently. Let's dive into that. We've already talked about this as well. Shinji Mikami, the original, brilliant mind behind Resident Evil. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm glad he's not with Capcom anymore. Hate to see him leaving Tango as well, though. But I think probably, going and making another studio from the ground up is going to give him more flexibility to be creative in his process than being with Tango, who is underneath Bethesda, who is underneath ZeniMax, who is underneath Microsoft. You know what I mean? So we'll see what comes there. Probably some good stuff. Yeah. All right. This is the jam, dude. These will be our articles for the day. So let's dive in here and get a taste of what video gaming news has to offer, baby. Let's go. Star Wars Outlaws has been rated in Australia, people. The Australian Classification Board has rated Star Wars Outlaws as M for mature, which is an equivalent of a T for teen ESRB rating. Several days ago, Outlaws was also rated in South Korea, which we saw also. Led some people to speculate that the game could be released soon due to past ratings and releases on other Ubisoft games. This is usually the case for most games. They'll get rated in certain countries before they get rated and released. In other parts of the world. And so there's usually a really good indicator that games are headed our way very, very soon. And this is what we should expect. So Star Wars Outlaws is probably headed our way in the not too distant future. As outlined by content creator Jor Raptor, here's several ratings and releases. AC Mirage rated on July 17th, released in October. 80 days later, October 5th, 80 days later. Jedi Survivor, rated January 9th, released on April 28th, even though it probably shouldn't have released until a year later. 109 days later, but was initially planned to be released on March 17th, 67 days later. That still wasn't enough. 109 days was not enough. Star Wars Jedi Survivor needed like a good year. That game was balls on release. The Division 2 was rated on January 8th, released on March 12th, 63 days later. So, you know, probably an average of about 2 to 3 months after the ratings is when we can expect. Seems like South Korean ratings could collaborate into a release. However, Ubi has yet to put any significant marketing behind the game. As outlined by Insider Gaming earlier this year, it's understood that the current plan for Star Wars Outlaws is to release the game in the first half of this year. Earlier this month, Nvidia announced that Star Wars Outlaws will launch with DLSS 3 and ray tracing effects. So, it's probably a safe bet that June time frame, around there, give or take a little bit, we'll see Star Wars Outlaws. All right. Publishers are worried about supporting Xbox moving forward, report claims. Third-party publishers are second-guessing their continued support of Xbox consoles moving forward. According to a new report from the head of GamingsIndustry.biz, Chris Dring, the predominant feeling around last week's Game Developers Conference was the status of Microsoft and Xbox. The other thing I heard, quote, I heard it from a very prominent company, and one not so prominent, was Xbox's performance in Europe is just flatlining, he said via the GI Microcast. He continued, you can follow our monthly coverage in the games market. You can see that Xbox sales are falling. It's been falling all throughout last year, and it's falling even harder this year. The phrase one major company who released a big game last year said was, I don't know why we bothered supporting it. Lastly, it was mentioned that third-party publishers viewed the market right now as PC and PS5. One thing to note is that this report specifically mentions European sales. It's unknown, however, if the publishers referenced were European publishers or studios based elsewhere. Insider Gaming has reached out to Microsoft over these potential concerns. As of writing, none of the requests for comment have been answered. Okay. Hopefully we get more on that front sometime soon. Raw Metal review, a brawler that thinks it's a stealth game. At first glance, this shadow-hopping top-downer looks like a nostalgic stealth game designed to evoke the boxy subterranean environments of the first Metal Gear Solid, but really it's a tough single-player fighting game with stealth bits. Let's get that. Oh, dude, I am like, I've got a flipping eyelash that is just pissed. I think I got it. All right. Really, it's a tough single-player fighting game with stealth bits attached. It is closer in design to Kung Fu Brawler Sifu than it is to any of Solid Snake's various mischiefs. While this mashup of influences intrigues me, it can also feel like a layer cake of awkwardly clashing flavors like that very pretty but questionable cake. Raw Metal feels a little underbaked. You are a sneaky person infiltrating a sci-fi mine. Who, what, when, and why are not important questions. Only the how is significant here. In time-honored stealth tradition, sticking to shadows keeps you from enemy sight. Crouch walking will keep you quiet. Cameras will slowly swivel from one side of a room to another, and tiptoeing directly behind enemies will grant you a sneak attack. The catch here is that sneak attacks do not outright kill your target. This is not a game of silent neck snapping. Instead, dealing a stealth blow to unsuspecting enemies will halve their health for the subsequent fight. Any enemy who catches you off guard, by contrast, will require a heavier beating to defeat. The overall goal is semi-sneakily beef your way through floor after floor of these enemies, descending deeper into the mine via the same elevator. Get off at floor 1, beat some guys up, grab a key card, go back to the elevator, head to floor 2, so on. Brawls themselves feel scrappy, claustrophobic, camera coming right down alongside you in a Yakuza-esque manner, often too close for comfort. Sometimes hard to judge spacing and footing. Not the kind of game in which enemies take turns launching attacks at you. Their baton strikes or taser shocks come whenever they well please. As well as the dodging and parrying does not always feel reliable. Long article. I'll let you read the rest of it. On the one hand, raw metal is confounding for somebody like me with certain expectations for the genre, but it's also clear the designers have played with the founding principles of their influences enough to make something distinct. As a mashup of inspirations, I respect the nerve and work required to bind together previously unpaired concepts, even if it does end up being a raw fusion of ideas that doesn't quite hang together. Let's take a look at this. Raw metal. What up, Reject? What's going on, buddy? What it do, bruh? Happy Tuesday, man. How's life, dog? Wait, can the enemies hit each other, though? Because that's dope. They should. I've never heard of this.
Godforsaken place.
Ow, bruh.
Don't you get it? I'm trying to protect you. Stay
All good in the hood, baby. That's right. Nice, dude. Love to hear
can't
it.
stop this kid.
Love to hear
No
it,
one
man.
can.
Awesome. Let's get that mic in a little bit closer. Get that mic in here. If you guys are interested, this released on March 19th. It's 84% positive right now. Pretty good. Cool. If you're interested, here you go. This is the link on Steam. Did they say what all platforms this is on? No, they didn't. It's definitely on PC, though. Wait. Just Windows. Just Windows. Yep, there it is. Windows and Mac, Steam, and Itch. It's on Itch as well. Cool. There you go, guys. If you're interested. Did I give you the article too? No, I didn't, did I? Here, if you want to read more about the game itself in this review, there you go. I kind of summarized it pretty well. It's a pretty long, lengthy review, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Gives you a pretty good idea of what you can expect from the game, probably. But for our sake of not dragging out the news segment too long, I tried to just summarize it. So if you want more out of it, it's there in chat for you to read, all right? Remedy has shared new details about Condor. The game will enter full production this year and won't be free to play. I hated Alan Wake 2. I thought it was terrible. Apparently, a lot of people liked it. I thought it was terrible all the way through. Soup is out of his mind, inciting violence this morning, as usual. Don't listen to Soup in chat. Alan Wake 1 was fantastic. Alan Wake 2, the story got really stupid, really weird. There was really dumb areas in the game, like going through where it was like, obviously they wanted to promote the band that was in the game too, so they just had this whole area that was just like the band. It was weird. I got soft locked out of the game 36 hours in, and if I wanted to go back and get to a spot where I wasn't soft locked, I was going to have to go lose 6 hours of gameplay. And I don't know, it felt very kind of lackluster for me in much of the combat and stuff too. It was just for a game that so many people I think rated very high, it was, for me, probably somewhere between visually the game looked really good. That was about the best thing I think the game had going for it. Other than that, it had some decent sound effects in it and stuff too. But as a whole, as a complete piece of video game software, it really wasn't popping off for me, man. And personally, if I hadn't been soft locked and I was able to finish the game, it would have been probably somewhere around a high 60s to low 70s, probably high 60s, mid to high 60s experience for me. It was very forgettable. And then I got locked out of it too, so getting soft locked out of the game, was, and I didn't even, I mean, I was like, I was finishing this game 2 to 3 months after it even released, and it still had this kind of issue in it. That sucks. So with the soft lock, you know, I'm talking like I'd probably rate the game at like a 3, you know, it sucks. And so now anything coming out of Remedy, I'm going to be pretty reluctant to be diving into and a little bit, you know, leery of, if you will, you know, not real apt to be diving into Remedy stuff moving forward, to be honest. It was really wild to me how many awards they were up for and everything whenever Alan Wake 2 just felt very, very lackluster to me. It was weird. But, you know, obviously everybody's welcome to their own opinions and stuff, and for me it just wasn't there. So talking about something that they're coming up with next is something that, you know, obviously I'm going to be a bit... I have a bad taste in my mouth, I guess, if you will, from Alan Wake 2. And so I'm going to be kind of hesitant about what to expect coming out of Remedy moving forward. But they have shared new details about Condor, its live service control spinoff, and let's see what they're talking about here. The game will enter full production this year and won't be free to play. Let's get to a new song. This song's weirding me out right now. Wait, what was that? Okay, that's fine, whatever. So Remedy has shared new details about Codename Condor. Billed as the studio's first step towards service-based games, the title has an initial development budget of 25 million euros, or 27.1 million US. Built on Remedy's in-house Northlight engine, it's set to enter full production this year for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Yo, Reject and Pinky, give me 1 second and I'll dive into what you guys are saying in chat. After I finish this article, okay? After the Hiss invasion, the oldest house is under lockdown. A boiling pot of violation, volatile and dangerous supernatural forces, Remedy said of the game in its annual financial report. Trapped within is the last vestige of the Federal Bureau of Control, who will need to take a stand and push back to regain control. Desperate times require desperate measures, and everyone's needed. The Control franchise is larger than one story or one character. It continues with Codename Condor. We invite players on a collective journey into the depths of the oldest house. Within, they'll face overwhelming enemies and obstacles, but by relying on their gear and each other, they will have a chance for survival. Remedy also confirmed that Condor will be a service-based fixed-price game rather than a free-to-play title. These are premium games that may have a lower initial price point, but a long tail of revenue through updates, game expansions, and potentially microtransactions, it said. Among other projects in the works at Remedy is Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake. The game is being funded by Rockstar Games and has a similar development budget as Alan Wake 2, according to Remedy CEO Tero Vertala. Studio also recently said players should expect a more regular cadence of sequels for Alan Wake and Control. There you go. There you go. What happened here? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jeez. There we go. Okay, we're good. Moving on. What are you guys saying? Reject. Wish weather was not as dumb as it is. It's freaking snowing today. It's almost April. Yeah, we had a little bit of snow about 4 or 5 days ago, dude. It didn't stick for very long though, so you know. But it has gotten a little bit colder again. We're dealing with a lot of rain right now. It's kind of really rainy, overcast, which I love this type of weather. I love the rainy, overcast stuff, you know. But yeah, I'm ready for the colder weather to be done too, dude. Make mouthwash for that. Was browsing Terraria subreddit and someone showed Infinite Coin exploit. Then in the comments was the dev's account. Sorry you had to deal with this issue. It will be fixed right away. Tons of people crying below it. Dude, that's so funny. Yo, how pissed off are all those people for actually putting it in the you know, like why did you bring this up? You know what I mean? Like, you idiot. Why did you tell dad about this? You know? Bro, that person's not going to be allowed in that subreddit ever again. Shadow of the Depth is a Diablo-style roguelike that looks amazers. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, bro. You idiot. Yeah, exactly, dude. Why'd you tell Dad? Diablo Last Epoch and Path of Exile are all primo ARPG experiences. Or primo ARPG experiences with players loving the loot, the skills, and the customization in general. Sure, some people like the stories, but we're not those people. We're here to watch numbers go up because sometimes you just need a game that makes math good. Shadow of the Depth is an upcoming roguelike that evokes those games but puts them into a beautiful art style, gives you 5 different characters to try out and master, and then sets you loose against a mix of horrifying monsters and bosses. Looks like customization will be key here too, with over 140 passive abilities to discover and combine, and plenty of skills and combos to master. The combo system might be one of the biggest appeals here too, because while many ARPGs just sort of devolve into clicking things and waiting for cooldowns, Shadow of the Depth lets you time your button presses to pull off different strings of attacks. Think of something more akin to Devil May Cry in that respect, and we think that sounds absolutely amazing. You'll be glad to know that the release date is April 23rd. This is only about, what, 7? This is like a week after No Rest for the Wicked. There's a demo you can play on Steam right now, though. Let's pull this up. Let's look at this. Let's take a look at this. Shadow of the Depth. Gameplay trailer, go. It is straight up top down. I feel it's like more of a rarity nowadays to see this viewpoint. It's more, I feel like usually it's like a 3/4 or something. You know what I mean? Rather than just straight up top down. But I'm not against it. Maybe I just haven't been looking at enough of these types of games. I don't know. Interesting. This actually looks pretty dope. I can dig it. You died. Interesting. Chili Room. Developer and publisher Chili Room. Doesn't look bad right there, man. Doesn't look bad. By the way, on Steam right now, dude, they are doing a Deck Builders Fest. Deck Builders Fest. There was a game that came out recently that I had on my wish list too. Hold on. And it was a deck builder game too, I think. Hold on. Release date. Let's go release date. Are there reviews for it yet? I was looking last night. What was the name of it? Acolyte of the Altar. This is a game that I had on my wish list already, even before I saw that they were doing this deck building sell. A lot of recommended. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of reviews yet, but they're all recommended. Let's watch this real quick too. I can't remember it. I didn't watch it. I was just like, I just saw that it released. I like card games. Card games are fun. Apparently this is one I had seen a while back, and I was like, oh, this looks all right, man. Let's wish list this. Okay. Doesn't have a lot of reviews yet. It just released yesterday. It is on sale for $17 right now. And there are a few reviews if you want to take a look and see what people are saying so far. If you like digital trading card kind of games, deck builders and stuff, then this might be something that it would be worth looking into. And the through April 1st, man, they've got like all this basically just deck builders fest going on right now. So there's a lot of stuff to look into on Steam right now if you like those kinds of games, for sure. A lot of good ones. Also, Call of the Wild the Angler, free. Invincible presents Adam Eve, free, right? These games are only free for the next 2 days. Then they will no longer be available, and then it will be Islets that will be the next free game. So get your free content. Don't forget. Here we go. Where's Ferret at, dude? Is Ferret in here right now? If Ferret's not available right now, I'm gonna wait on this one. I know that Ferret will want to hear this. I'll wait on this one. We'll do this last. Maybe. Once Ferret gets here, we'll talk about that one. Dude, this game looks dope. I've been wanting to play this game. I think I've promoted this a number of times. I think it's for anybody that likes monster capturing, training kind of games. Cassette Beast is a notable game from last year that is a low price point and is supposed to be very, very good. It's supposed to have a great soundtrack, great gameplay, awesome in-game grind stuff, and I've promoted it often. This game goes on sale quite often for like $15. I think it's normally $20, and looks like they're adding in a multiplayer mode. Sick. Alongside new content from another Poke game. So it's got this whole premise of, you know, it's cool. They use this premise of a cassette player. You use different tapes to like capture different monsters, and then you can make hybrids by combining tapes and stuff, I think is the way it goes. But again, I haven't played it. We'll watch the showcase for 2024 here in a second. But grab a pencil and start respooling as tape-based Pokemon. Pokemon 'em up. Cassette Beast today revealed that the previously announced free update adding multiplayer will arrive on the 20th of May. Up to 8 players will be able to explore together. What? Up to 8 players? I thought it would just be like 2-player co-op or something. As well as take part in 2-player cooperative raids and duel each other. Also launching alongside this will be a collaboration with another Pokemon Moonstone Island. Have a peek at this in the video below. Oh, bro, what? I'll be honest, I might end up playing this with my kids on stream. This might be a thing, dude. Bruh, this is 8 minutes long? Insane. If it loads. Okay, there it goes. Come on, man, give me that quality. Give me that quality. It looks like trash. A lot of times when these videos get embedded, they get weird sometimes. Explore, trade, raid, crossplay, and battle together, baby. Xbox.
Welcome
Wait. Go back. What did it say? Xbox, Switch, and Steam.
Welcome
Let's
to
go.
the 2024 Cassette Beasts Showcase. It's been a wild year.
Yo, that song was a banger, too,
400,000
dude.
of you have now played Cassette Beasts. Thanks a million. We couldn't do it without your support. So, as you just saw, the Cassette Beasts multiplayer update is coming to all available platforms as a free update on May 20th. What's more, it will support crossplay across all platforms.
Shut your
Right.
flipping mouth!
There's also going to be a free public multiplayer beta test for the Steam version of the game available today. Check out our Steam page for more information. In just over a month, you'll be able to hang out with your mates on the island of New Wirral. See you there. Shut your eyes. Headstrong, coming back at you twice as great than you thought. And I know, feeling that you get
And it's coming to Android and iOS? What?
and I told you to take no further steps, and you have to lose me. You'll see, it's the same old story. It's time to go mobile. Cassette Beasts is coming to Android and iOS
I think that's great.
this year.
From what I
We're
understand, this game is
super excited for
fantastic.
Cassette
And the more
Beasts on
platforms it can be
mobile.
on, the better. And I
We'll
think it'll
release
play really good
more
on mobile,
information
actually.
in the next month. Now for something a little different. Cassette Beasts crosses over with Moonstone Island. We've joined forces with our friends at Studio Supersoft for a collab between our monster collecting games. The Moonstone Island outfit set will be available for free in Cassette Beasts in the upcoming multiplayer update. What's more, you'll be able to meet Pom Bomb over in Moonstone Island too. Hey, buddy!
Adorable.
For those who missed out on the first editions of our soundtracks, vinyl, and cassette tape releases, both have been repressed for a second run. They're available now at Black Screen Records, along with some awesome
Hold on. Sick. I love vinyls, dude. I love video game music. so.
t-shirts and tote bags.
Black,
Check out the link we provide on
BlackScreenRecords.com.
Steam and our Discord to grab your fabulous gear. We've also brought the entire soundtrack to Spotify. What's more, we also have new plushies. Candeville and Traffy Crab will be available to pre-order in March with our partners at Symbiote Studios. Oh, don't they look cute?
Adorbs.
We have one final thing for you today, so don't leave just yet. We have more announcements to come in the year, so don't forget to follow us on social media and check out our official Discord. Until next time.
Let's go uncertain in time. The curtains all will be drawn, then we'll know where we are. In this furnace burning, tossing, turning, stars inverted, black holes on purpose. Oh, how it is, isn't how it is
All right,
meant.
there's a concert there you can watch. The music does sound good for the game, though. Up to 8 players will be able to explore together in Cassette Beast multiplayer, though not all can join in at once to win fights by lobbying vast amounts of tapes in the enemy's face, like Simon Mayo hurling Radio 1 Roadshow goodie bags at the assembled youth of Great Yarmouth. but it will have 2-player raids against rogue fusions to score cyber material to help you obtain bootlegs faster. You'll be able to duel pals in 1v1s with options to tweak the rules of engagement neatly. Multiplayer will also be cross-platform. If you're curious, you can start taping with pals early on Steam by opting into an open beta build that launched today. Also coming on May 20th is a collaboration with Stardew Valley meets Pokemon Monsters Battling Life Sim Moonstone Island. The Moonstone costumes are coming to Beasts. Well, over in Moonstone, you'll be able to recruit the Beast Palm Bomb to your arsenal of pocket monsters. Today, Cassette Beast Stream also brought the announcement of mobile versions for Android and iOS doodads. Yeah, their review said that Cassette Beast is a smart evolutionary offshoot from the Game Freak family tree of Pokemon games that they hope has a long and happy life ahead of it. It's supposed to be very, very good. And I'm actually probably going to talk to my kids about getting some multiplayer in of this potentially in May. So we'll be starting Ghost of Tsushima on the 16th of May. I think that's the release. And what we could potentially start doing with my kids is doing some weekend streams together where it's me and the kids and we play Cassette Beasts on the weekends together and stuff for a while. That'd be really cool. They might like that. So I'm going to talk to the kids about that. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Doop, doop, doop. Let's get some music. There we go. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed 2024 free DLC roadmap detailed. So what do we have here? New content based on Frozen Empire and other films. You can see it right here. Spring. Year 2 roadmap. The Ghostbusters Frozen Empire premiere celebration doesn't stop at the theater. This DLC will feature elements from the new movie, including the latest villain to hit the scene, Garaka. Gear Shells Cosmetics. Twitch drops Summertime. May marks the 40th anniversary of the Ghostbusters legacy, and joining the party are a lineup of Slimers. Celebrate Slimer in the multiple forms, as he will be represented across his key roles: Frozen Empire Slimer, RGB Slimer, Classic Slimer, and Twitch drops. Fall. A new job is coming in hot, with reports of double trouble causing a stir in the SCY County Courthouse. Looking forward to a special bounty with 2 big rewards in this nostalgic DLC update. Bounty for the ages, gear shells, cosmetics, and Twitch drops. Wintertime. Community feedback has been integral to the success of Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, and we've taken that into account for this DLC. Stay tuned for the chilling reveal of a fan favorite ghost. Special ghost reveal, gear shells, cosmetics, and Twitch drops there too. So, if you need any more out of this article, that's basically what we needed to take away. You can see the roadmap right there, but I will link it if you want to read more out of there, okay? That's the meat, though. Bethesda gives us a small update on the Elder Scrolls 6 as franchise celebrates 30th anniversary. Happy birthday, Elder Scrolls. Today, March 25th, marks the 30th anniversary of the very first Elder Scrolls game, and Bethesda is celebrating the milestone with a message to fans and an update on how the Elder Scrolls 6's development is progressing. For anyone unaware, the very first Elder Scrolls game was Arena, which released on March 25th, 1994 on Microsoft DOS. You can get Elder Scrolls Arena for free, I'm pretty sure, on GOG. Let me pull this up. It's amazing to think how much the series has grown, how much it still means to everyone, and that is all thanks to you, our community of players, Bethesda said in their social media post. Let me see this. If you go to GOG, either on their desktop application or their website, you can find on their homepage a free games section. And Elder Scrolls Arena is free, along with Daggerfall Unity and Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Right there. And as for myself and Ferret were talking about yesterday, there are a lot of games in here. There's some of the Ultima games, though. Ultima 4, Ultima Worlds Adventure 2. There are other notable games, Quake 2, stuff like that, right? Yo, Timon, what's up, buddy? Let me see what that is, broski. So, just since we found that out, let's... You can get Elder Scrolls Arena for free on GOG if you were not aware, so go grab that. It's amazing to think, again, how much the series has grown and how much it still means to everyone. And that is all thanks to you, our community of players, Bethesda said in a social media post. Happy 30 years of the Elder Scrolls. Arena introduced the world of Tamriel to gamers, a location that future titles like Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim would return to over the years. Arena was designed and directed by Vijay Lakshman, who has since left Bethesda. Todd Howard worked on Arena and rose through the ranks to become one of the top bosses at Bethesda and key creative minds for the Elder Scrolls series and others within the company. If you've never played Arena, the game and Daggerfall are free on elderscrolls.com or GOG. You can grab the games for free using the links below. All right. 2024 also marks the 10th anniversary of the Elder Scrolls Online, the MMO from ZeniMax Online Studios. Looking ahead, Bethesda has multiple new Elder Scrolls games in the works, including the mobile game The Elder Scrolls Castles that is currently available through a soft launch in some markets. The biggest upcoming Elder Scrolls game, The Elder Scrolls 6, which is now in development, Bethesda shared a very brief update on this game, saying, even now, returning to Tamriel and playing early builds has us filled with the same sense of joy, excitement, and promise of adventure. The game is not expected to release until 2026 at the soonest. After The Elder Scrolls 6, Bethesda will make Fallout 5. Recently, it came to light that Todd Howard told people working on the Fallout TV series to avoid certain topics because they would be covered in Fallout 5. Yeah. So there you go. That's what we needed to take away from that. Happy flippin' 30th birthday to Elder Scrolls. What an amazing franchise. Legacy of Castlevania coming to VR. Oh, interesting. Oh, a chain whip? Shut up. And some cosmetics. Sick, dude. Yeah, let me pull it up. That's cool. We can watch that real quick. Yo, that's cool, man. Yeah, sick. Thanks, buddy. Check this out, guys. Appreciate it, man. Turn off the music real quick. Come on. Give me that HD, dude. Give me that HD, baby. Yeah, I mean, feel free to post it into the Discord if you want, dog. For sure. My YouTube links aren't wanting to go HD on me today until about halfway through or a quarter through. There it is. Yeah, what the crap? Whatever. Battle Simon Belmont. Interesting, dude. Yo, that's kind of dope. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, neat, dude. Neat. Well, that's a very cool update and really meshes well with that universe, right? So cool, man. Thanks, buddy. That's very cool. Awesome. Weta and Private Divisions, how you doing, by the way, Tim Wynn? Happy Tuesday, buddy. Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, continues to intrigue gamers. Although there aren't many details yet. Let's get this music popping again. Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game from Weta and Private Division is shaping up to be an epic farming sim. We'll be the judges of how epic it is, all right? Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings but tired with other casual games like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley? I don't think anybody's tired of Stardew Valley, really. Or Animal Crossing, for that matter. Especially with Stardew Valley's new update. We could have the perfect alternative for you. With a new enticing teaser trailer, the fascinating Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game from Weta and Private Division, The Outer Worlds and Ollie Ollie World continues garnering attention. Is this where it's at? Oh, they might have it right here. Is this the official? Wait, hold on. Is this the same one? I think it's the same one. Oh, this is from last year, though. I thought they said there's a new one. See, this says September 21st, 2023. That was last year. Is this the new one? This looks like the new one. Oh, it's 7 seconds? Yeah. Yeah, this is from yesterday, so... Take it easy. It's just a looped video showing it like the Shire with, you know, a hobbit home. And I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't really give us much. So, I don't know, dude. Details in the game are incredibly scarce at the moment. Expected to release on PC and consoles. Looks like most people are expecting it to be a farming sim. There's not a lot to be known about it right now. Not a lot to take away there, man, unfortunately. But we'll keep our eyes and ears peeled for it, all right? Bro. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League approaches its do or die moment with Joker release. Let me say this. I'll contrast this sentiment here and say that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's do or die moment was already long gone. Look, it's not unheard of for a game to be able to be brought back into the good graces of consumers and gamers, but it doesn't all happen all that often. If you miss your initial mark, you're usually done. If you don't fulfill your promises that you've made to consumers for your product, you've made to the gamers for your product, you're usually cooked. All right. And we knew the Joker stuff was coming. They announced this really early. To be fair with you, probably the game would have done better if this game just had this content in there on release. But they knew. Let's be fair here. This is, I'm pretty sure, free DLC too. Free DLC. And let me talk about this. I think that one of the reasons they didn't, have this kind of content in there to begin with was because, like many of the other indicators for this game, the content was not going to be good. We knew that from the get-go. It's not like it's the worst game that was ever made, but it's not phenomenal either. It's not fantastic. It's middle of the road, really, in large part. Yeah, and there were a lot of indicators that were telling us that was going to be the case for this game. And I think this was a play very early. They were telling people really before the game even released that, the Joker's coming. Get prepared. Get excited. Because they were trying to make sure people were they were trying to do anything they could to get people to stick around for this game. But dude, I think that their do or die moment's dead. I think it's over. Are there still probably some people playing this game? Yeah, it's still fairly current as a release, but I don't think that this really scratches the itch for most people in this type of game, in this genre. And it was obviously something that had WB and Rocksteady had any kind of real legit aim at trying to produce a long-standing title like they were promoting it to be, of a game as a service or a live service title where it was going to be something that stood the test of time for the long haul, it wouldn't have been a AAA price tag either. They would have been more worried about pulling in a player base than pushing a AAA price tag on a title like this, with as much monetization was in the game as well. So does anybody, I'm sorry, but I don't see, and as somebody who is a huge fan of the Joker, right? My favorite villain, dude. I love the Joker. I don't see it saving this game. This is one of those tried and true approaches that a lot of these developers, and WB as a publisher and developer is horrible about, is baiting people into buying into a game just based on their characters they own, their franchises they own. That's not enough, though. It's not enough. They baited a lot of people into the premise of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League just because it was Suicide Squad. But it's not enough. And just because the Joker is going to be in here, I don't think it's going to be enough to bring people back in, you know? Oh, did they almost got you, Peter? I told everybody, man. Everybody, you know, that hangs out here, that watches the videos on YouTube, anybody that's part of our community, I told everybody far in advance of the release of this game, don't buy it on release. Don't pre-order this title. You know, save yourself a little bit of buyer's remorse here, because it's probably going to be very mediocre at best. And I wasn't wrong. You know, it feels bad. It feels bad, you know. Look, I don't enjoy being right about this. For anybody that thinks that's the case, it's not. I don't enjoy being right about these situations. I've gotten pretty good at calling them out, though. The reality of the situation is this is the world we live in as video game and gaming enthusiasts and as consumers of these products. This is the world we live in, and I've gotten pretty consistently good at picking out key indicators for a lot of these games that show they're not going to be fantastic experiences. And a lot of people get baited into buying them just based on the fact that it's some kind of universe that they love, right? Whether it be Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or, you know, Marvel or DC or something like that. And I mean, let's be fair. How many of those franchises that I just named off, and the plethora of other that are out there, the amount of games that have been built on those universes is insanely numerous, correct? It's vast. And the number of actually good quality experiences that come out of those are actually few and far between. It's a tried and true mechanic in the gaming industry for these companies to just push out games constantly over and over of these universes that people love and not worry about the content all that much. It sucks. It's a terrible thing we have to deal with. But I think people do have to get better at discerning between games that are coming out that are probably going to be worth investing in and the ones that you should probably wait until at least they release and see whether or not they're good before you decide to purchase. You know, that's the thing I try to prompt people to do, because quite often, you know, what are you really missing out on? I told everybody, don't pre-purchase. There was a $100 edition of Suicide Squad, right? Don't buy into that. I told everybody, don't buy into that. You're just a final beta tester. You're paying $30 extra for 3 days of early access, and you're a final beta tester is what you are. And what happened? Most people that bought into the early access, the 3 days of early access, couldn't even play the game. They couldn't even play the game. The servers were bonked, dude. They paid $30 extra to play the game 3 days early, and they couldn't even play it because the servers were jacked. And what I keep telling people is, like, most of these situations where it's looking bad for a game, it's, you know, there's some hesitance that you should be worried about. You know, that there's things going on in the project that are indicators of maybe something that's not great coming out of this piece of software. What's it going to hurt you to wait until a day or two after release to see what other gamers are saying about it, you know, or reviewers are saying about it? Nothing. You just need to learn how to not buy into the hype. That's all it is. People have to get better at not letting the marketing hype you up to the point of where you're willing to buy into something that's really not worth buying into most of the time anymore. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But more often than not, it's not. You know? We just got to get better at being discerning between the good and the bad that's worth buying into, you know? But most of the time, people aren't missing out on anything. if you just wait a few more days to see if it's worth your money. Save yourself a little bit of buyer's remorse, you know. Rando mode. Let's go. Get your random motes in there, man. See if you can get yourselves a free sub, baby. But I digress. Let's dive in here. Let's dive in here and see what they're saying. I think that Suicide Squad's basically they've already had their chance, you know. I think this is the thing. A first impression for a game usually is everything. There are instances, right, where a game has been able to come back and show that they are going to be better than their first impression. And it's not like it's never happened, but a lot of times first impression in what gaming, you know, companies bring to the table for the consumer and us as gamers is a huge part of how successful they're going to be moving forward with that piece of with that product specifically. This Thursday, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will test its live service ambitions with its first hefty free content update, which will give players the Joker as a new squad member, along with a new host of weapons, some new missions, and a new boss fight. This is, in effect, probably the do-or-die moment for Suicide Squad. Yes, they have a year's worth of content mapped out, but this is the closest live release to launch, which should theoretically be its biggest by default. Plus, it is giving players a recognizable character, the Joker, as opposed to a gender-flipped version of Mr. Freeze the following season and Deadshot's daughter the season after that. The fourth season is supposed to release the higher-profile Deathstroke, but I am not convinced the game is even going to last till then. Me either. I am going to be watching the game's performance where available. We only have access to the top 10 games at any given time on PlayStation, where Suicide Squad was number 1 at launch for a brief time. It never got above the top 20 on Xbox and quickly dropped out of the top 50, which is all we can see online. Steam has been an utter disaster for the game, which at launch half as big as Marvel Avengers, and concurrently player counts have been peaking at under 1,000 for about a month now. Oh, that's brutal. Currently the 1,011th best-selling game on Steam. Currently has 65 Twitch viewers, down from 155,000 when it was sponsoring streamers to play at launch. There needs to be almost stratospheric improvement in these numbers, which seems impossible given how low they are at baseline. Will this result in a surge at all? I don't think so. This is still a game with very positive user scores on all platforms. There are some solid features like engaging combat and some fun builds, but the game is lacking overall, in part because it butchered its main storyline to start the process of building live content, where the game tells us we have to fight 13 Brainiac variants in total, which sounds exhausting. As for this release specifically, this is an alternate universe version of the Joker, not the dead Arkham variant, with a new look and non-Mark Hamill voice work, unfortunately, which should lessen his appeal a bit. Yep, and the fact remains that outside of a traversal mechanic, which mostly passive skill tree and an ultimate move, all Suicide Squad members share close to the same combat moveset of melee, grenade, and the same pool of guns, making the game seem very repetitive. Also, the monetization question. Suicide Squad is doing what the now dead Avengers did by giving away heroes for free while selling only a battle pass of cosmetics at launch. Player friendly to be sure, but one that does not seem poised to make a significant amount of revenue. A low player base will see a small portion return from its peak to play new live content like this. Even smaller fraction will actually pay for something like a cosmetic battle pass if they can use Joker for free, so good luck. Avengers did this and it failed miserably, though the game at least lasted for around 2 years of live content. Every single action player on Steam could buy that $10 battle pass, and you're earning $8,000 for an entire platform for an entire season. Normal numbers are more likely, 10% actually purchasing things like battle pass, which would be a whopping 800. This is what I'm talking about. If the game was actually good, what they would have been more lucrative at doing was building a huge player base and building off of that. But the game, they knew the game wasn't good, right? I remain skeptical that Suicide Squad will even last a year. They'll get through these first 4 seasons of live content. I think the game truly is performing that badly and has received very poor post-launch support since its release, including an utter lack of helpful balance patches, and some players being locked entirely out of the game for close to 2 months. This is it. If Joker doesn't land, I think this game's 2% chance to turn things around evaporates. I don't think it has even that big of a chance. Yeah, I mean, got to bring the demos back. Well, the demo has had demos in the video gaming industry has had a huge resurgence. It really has, and I think that's in large part due to the fact that there's, I think a lot of these companies have found that they're better off giving players a taste of what their game potentially has to offer up front than what many people have resorted to, since so many of us have been baited and jaded by, bad products. Many people, not myself, but many people, and I can't really throw shade at anybody for doing it this way. I don't promote it. I don't condone it. But many people have, because I'm always about promoting a healthier industry, right? And there's a right way to do that. But many people have resorted to piracy. And a lot of the ways in which they used piracy is to try a game first. They're like, I'm not getting baited anymore. I'm not going to get baited anymore into buying a bad product. I'm going to try the game first. And there was this whole, you remember back in the day, like with, how there were just demos everywhere, and then all of a sudden they were just gone, and now you're starting to notice there's just this huge resurgence of developers putting demos out everywhere. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're noticing this. Personally, I think that's one of the reasons. One second, guys, sir. Yes. Okay. So I don't think Suicide Squad has juice. Has enough juice left to even for the Joker to boost it. You know what I mean? What up, Psych? What's going on, buddy? But we'll see what happens. Get your random emotes in there, guys. Can't win if you don't play. You know what I mean? It's fun as an action shooter. Yeah, you also think that Call of Duty's good too. So what are we really supposed to listen to anything you say, Soup? Come on, man. Oh, Dad. You McChicken. I'll never forget when you called me that. It's going to stick with me forever. I don't know where that came from. We were just hanging out one day, and me and Soup were like trolling each other. And Soup called me a McChicken, and I'll never get over it. It was hilarious. And now it's like anytime we start trolling each other out, I call him a McChicken now. It's flipping hilarious. It was so funny, dude. I don't know where it came from. We weren't talking about McDonald's or anything. He just called me a McChicken out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't know. It was just so funny, dude. All right, dude. Dudes and dudesettes, let's keep pushing here. Cyberpunk 2077 will be free to play for a bit. Here's how to get it. All right. I think that nowadays, Cyberpunk is in a really good spot. I think the Phantom Liberty DLC is supposed to be phenomenal. I don't think anybody should give CDPR a pass for the way that they released this game. And people go, oh, well, they stuck by it, and they it's a good game now. They don't get a pat on the back for that. They don't get kudos for that. They don't get awards for that. They stuck by supporting their product to finally make it the way it should have been on release. That's it. That's what they should have done. That's all there is to it. They stuck by the game. They ended up making it finally to the state that it should have been on release. They don't get a clap for that or anything. It's terrible. They should have never had to put so much work and time after release into the game to get it to that spot. It should have released in a polished state in the first place, okay? We've got to get out of that mindset as consumers and gaming enthusiasts, to give these companies it's like giving them a pass. It's like, oh, well, they did right by us by sticking by their product and making it playable later on. It's like, no. I'm glad they did, for the sake of people getting to finally enjoy it, especially people that bought into it initially. But, you know, that's the wrong mindset. But let's see here. CDPR has decided they want as many people as humanly possible to play Cyberpunk 2077. That's why in a few days they will offer part of the game for free on current gen consoles for a limited time. Doesn't sound like PC though. That starts at Thursday, March 28th at 8 a.m. PDT, ends Sunday, March 31st at 11:59 PDT. So, free long weekend. You can, however, only play the first 5 hours. So you got 5 hours of content to play, which should be a good chunk of the first chapter with the Konpika Plaza heist. I do not know if there's a hard stop point if you blaze through that part or just ignore it. Does not require a PS Plus or Xbox Live Game Pass core subscription. Why the free trial? Well, the idea is that after playing for a period of time, you will be so hooked on the now very fixed and well-optimized, gorgeous game that you will want to purchase it outright after the free period ends. Or you may also want to buy the extremely good Phantom Liberty DLC released last fall, which can be played midway through the campaign, and I would say it contains the best story content in the game. I don't think I need to answer the "is it worth playing" question, as yeah, it's free, so why not? But as someone who was as angry about its poor launch as anyone over time, Cyberpunk has become one of their favorite games, not just of the generation, but of all time. It's their favorite story-driven RPG ever, with some of the game's best NPCs and quest lines. Combat is exceptionally fun with any build you can manage, especially with the whole skill tree and cyberware rework the game introduced in its last big update. On top of that, at least on PC, I don't think there is a game that is better looking currently available. The unfortunate thing is you're not going to be able to play this for free this weekend on PC. It's just on console. As Cyberpunk is, with its path tracing settings also added post-launch, is about as gorgeous as you'll find in the industry. Though obviously you'll need a massive rig to take advantage of that. Far Cry from the game looking and playing so bad on PS4, Sony had to issue refunds, but this free trial is only on console, not PC. So, worth checking out. I will never argue the fact that I think CDPR is phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. Part of the game, question mark? What were you asking there, Peter? Sorry, man. I missed it in chat. I was kind of focus mode there. The CDPR is one of the best in the industry at content. Their content as a whole is just absolutely on point all the time. But their releases are atrocious, disgustingly bad, and there's no excuse for that. There's really not. Now here's what I'll say to people. Like, if you go look like on Steam, oh, part of the game, 5 hours. Yeah. There you go, buddy. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure what you were asking there. Yeah, so 5 hours. You get 5 hours of gameplay. And then you'll be cut off, right? Unless you, and they didn't say anything there about, usually what happens if you do this like trial thing, your progress will still carry over if you decide to buy the game or whatever. But we would need to try and verify that. But it usually does work that way. So if you look at Cyberpunk, they do have an Ultimate Edition now, right? So the Ultimate Edition does come with the base game and Phantom Liberty. But let me tell you this. You see that price right there? This goes on sale. This goes on sale. So it's not really on sale greatly right now. But it will go on sale to where you can get basically the Ultimate Edition, which is the base game again and the Phantom Liberty DLC in one package, for roughly, somewhere between $35 and $45, I think. Let's look on Epic real quick. I don't know if there are any sales on it right now, but the Ultimate Edition on Epic is $53. $53 on Epic, as opposed to Steam's $82, right? So that's about a $30 difference right there, US. It's 33% off. So there is a difference for platform. I know people will go, oh, Epic, whatever, but $30 is a big difference, man. So the Ultimate Edition is a quite a bit different price-wise. You can see, right? You can get the base game for $30 on Epic, or you can get the Ultimate Edition for $53. So there is a difference on the price of where you look. I would say this too. Don't just look Steam. Don't just look like what does GOG have it up for? Let's look at their prices. GOG is literally CDPR's own platform, right? So it makes sense to look here for their own products and see what they're selling them for. Like here's Cyberpunk. Yeah, so on GOG, you can actually get it for $53.59 as well. And let me say this, GOG is DRM free, meaning that this being a single player game, as long as you have it downloaded and installed, you don't have to have internet connection to play this. So a better platform for this type of title, to be honest with you. And the price point is you know, it's a better price point. You know what I mean? So this offer ends on April 4th. Yeah. And I can probably link it. Didn't they get better at being able to link this? Jesus, I thought they did anyways. Where's their share stuff at, dude? Jesus. That's not what I wanted. I thought they had been getting better at having a way to share this stuff off of their... Not seeing it. But, again, yeah, I think this is probably... I think quite often people don't look at GOG as a platform that gets as much notoriety as something like Steam or even Epic. But it should, because single player titles, this is the place. Especially if you play games on the go or anything like that, or you don't have a great internet connection all the time. Single player titles, and again, as long as they're downloaded on your device and installed already, you don't need to connect to GOG servers to play those games. You're good to go. So I'm not able to find a link here to share this off of my desktop platform for GOG, but a good place to grab it, in my opinion, for sure. So go to their website or get their desktop app and get to work. They've also, again, like I was telling everybody earlier, sorry. On their platform's homepage, they also have free games. So they've got a whole selection of free games. Like you'll find like a link like this right here. I was promoting this earlier as well. You'll find a whole slew of free games. There's some notable ones in here too. Like you'll find Quake 2. You'll get some Ultima games. There's Hello Neighbors in here. Hellpoint's a solid like futuristic dark sci-fi Souls-like game. They've got Gwent. Which Gwent's always free, but they've got some of the Elder Scrolls stuff in here. Some cool stuff. Yeah, Peter. Yeah. So it's a cool platform. They've got free games in here too, and it's DRM free. It's a good platform. It is. Yep. So don't ever forget about GOG. Absolutely. Good old games. Yep. Probably pull it up. I'll get you guys the link. GOG.com. There you go. And you can, like all other platforms on PC, you can either just access their storefront from their website, or through that link, you'll be able to pull down their desktop application, download it, install it, and have it on your device, okay? But there's your link right there, all right? We talked about this. I'm gonna move on from that. We already hit on that. Just put that up there at the front. Thanks, Soup, for that article. What did you post, dude? What is this? Bro, that's actually really good. I love it. I love it, bro. Flipping awesome, dog. I love that. That deserves a derp, dude. Yeah, that's nice, dog. That's good stuff, dude. Awesome. Here is the excuse me. Englishing is hard. Some of the we're getting close to April, right? So I was kind of waiting for Ferret to get back in here. Ferret, are you hanging out, dude? Or are you busy? Ferret. Maybe we just yell his name enough. Everybody, where's here? Spam this right quick. Hold on. I don't see him. Spam this, and that'll get him in here, I think. Getting my butt whooped at night and DD2. Oh yeah, it gets a little bit crazy at night, huh, dude? yeah. The freaks come out at night, dude. You know what I mean? Bro, yeah, it gets kind of gnarly sometimes. But nighttime is a dope time to go out and like fight some cool monsters, and it's easier to find those beetles that you need to increase your carrying weight and stuff. It's much easier to find those at night because they glow. Yeah, it's cool. But they're bro. Oh, stop, dude. There's no way it didn't pop off, bro. Yeah, the golden beetles, dude. You know what I think it is, Psych? I think when you fill up the text, it doesn't pop off, dude. I think when you fill up the text, it doesn't pop off. You're like the only person it doesn't happen to, dude. Bro, no way, watch. Watch.
Manimus Pinky cheered Dex 100, imagine.
Yo, Psych, I appreciate it so much, dude. I'm sorry. I think that's what it is, dude. I think whenever you fill the text up all the way, the text box for the TTS, it bugs out and it won't TTS, dude. Oh my god. Oh, bro. Oh, that flipping is funny. Oh, I hurt myself laughing, dog. Flipping Pinky, bro. Imagine it just works like that, dog. Oh my god, dude. Flipping dying. Oh, flipping dying, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm telling you, dude, TTS hates Psych, bro. It's insane. It's insane, dog. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. I need to go. I might have to go look and see if I can like take the character count down or something to prevent that from happening to people. But I think that's what I've started to notice. is that if because you're the only one that ever just fills up the text box all the way, and it feels like whenever that happens, it just doesn't read it out, dude. It's insane. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Not true. Other people use TTS, just not as often as you do. You definitely use it a lot more. I've got to try to find a better application to just let people redeem TTS as like channel points. But you definitely use it way more than anybody else does. I'm sorry, dog. I don't know what... I don't know why, dude. I've never been able to figure it out. I don't know why it just won't read some of your stuff, dude. It's insane. I really appreciate it, dog. I'm so sorry. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just think TTS is like has some kind of vendetta against you, dude. I think it just likes to troll you out, bro. It's actually hilarious. I mean, it makes for a funny thing, but I hate the fact that it happens to you. I do. God, that's funny. Yo, and Pinky has a question for you. You guys might have to get into a DM conversation for that one in Discord. That might be a little bit too much for chat. Yo, let's get back in here. Yo, thanks guys. I appreciate it. God, what a great laugh. I really do. I mean, it's happened so often now. This is the thing. This is what's crazy. Because you do use TTS so much and it happens to you so often. It's insane. Like, it's too funny, dude. Because literally so many other people will use TTS from time to time and they never get trolled out by it. So whenever it's almost like it's an expected thing to happen to you now, and it's always like just a trip that it's surprising. I don't know why, but it's surprising that it happens, and I can't help but just get flipping tickled by it almost. You know what I mean? It's flipping crazy, dog, that it just happens all the time. I do. I hate it. It makes me feel bad, but it's also hilarious that it just keeps happening. I don't know what to say. April games coming out, guys. So the games that we have coming out in April, these are not going to be all of them, to be fair. But like I'll tell you, we've got a game coming out in April in early access. That's probably why it's not listed in here, as it'll be an early access game, but we'll be playing it in this community. So the games that are listed will be Mini Shoot Adventures, Turbo Golf Racing, Botany Manor, Children of the Sun, Final Factory, Araban Shadow Legacy, Goons Legends of Mayhem, Biogun, Europa, Grounded being ported to PS5 and Switch, Life Eater, Kingsgrave, Skur Ritual, which we just looked at, I think, yesterday. Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes, that's for our buddy Reject, right? Reject, I think you were the one looking into that, right? On April 23rd. Lunar Lander Beyond Phantom Fury on PC. Tales of a Kenzura Zao on April 23rd. Another Crab's Treasure. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Sweep the Board. Manor Lord Stellar Blade on April 26th there. The Curse of Grimsey Island, and The Lullaby of Life. Those are the notable games they have listed here on GameSpot for April releases, but I'll tell you this is the game that we're going to be playing. April. As soon as I get back from my vacation with the family, this is what we will be playing. This is an early access release. and it'll be releasing in early access right around the time I get back. So we might not start this till a day or two after it releases, but we will see. It is definitely a game we're playing in early access, though. It looks awesome. We've talked about it a lot. They've got a lot of good videos out there. Wait, what? And you should take a look at it. It looks very cool. Lastly here. This is why I was kind of wanting to wait for Ferret, but I think he's busy right now. So, Mass Effect 5 is being created by Trilogy veterans. All right? Are you talking about this song, dude? There's some weird ones. Let's listen to Baller. Yeah, there's some weird ones, dude, I know. Yeah. Mass Effect 5 is being created by Trilogy veterans. Yeah. So Mass Effect 5 was the talk of the town recently. Late last year, BioWare published a series of cryptic messages and a super short teaser trailer that was released in segments showcasing, well, not a lot, but it was still exciting for fans of the legendary sci-fi franchise. Following the woeful release of Mass Effect Andromeda in 2017, fans are understandably apprehensive about the final shape of Mass Effect 5, especially since it was impacted by recent delays that also pushed back Dragon's Age Dreadwolf. On Twitter, Mass Effect 5's project director Michael Gamble recently posted a message in response to a particular comment that will help set minds at ease. On Twitter, one user commented on the Mass Effect 5 leadership team, stressing that almost the entire thing is made up of original Trilogy veteran devs, but some users were doubtful. By way of response, Michael Gamble stepped up and confirmed that the executive producer, art director, creative director, and game director are all veterans of the OG Trilogy. EP, art, creative, game director are all Trilogy vets. Michael Gamble. That's good news for any Mass Effect fan. As the original trilogy is considered one of the best series in gaming history, maybe except the third part of that trilogy, everyone has their issues with how it ended, and I respect that. In a series of teaser clips and some concept art, a few details about Mass Effect 5 have been unearthed, but it's not much. There are some references to the Andromeda Galaxy, a new helmeted N7 character with a cool coat, some snapshots of alien races familiar to the franchise, and a few shots of ships. Not much to go on, but better than nothing. Not yet known when Mass Effect 5 will be released. There you go, man. That's good news for fans of the series for what's coming next. Obviously, Dragon's Age Dreadwolf will be the next game coming out of BioWare, but we did know that they were already working on the next Mass Effect entry, and there's a lot of hype about that, but that, Dragon's Age has to come first, right? So I gotta shoot this out to our buddy here. I think he's busy working, so make sure he sees this. Ferret is a big fan of the Mass Effect series, so get that in there. That's the jam, dude. Another amazing day as always, guys. Appreciate it. Shout out, Psych. Thank you for the cheers, buddy. Sorry the TTS didn't pop off. And Pinky, thanks as well for the cheers for the trolling. Oh, man. So, I don't know, man. We're going to move on. We're going to play some more Dragon's Dogma 2. The game's very good content-wise, dude. I mean, it's phenomenal. I would like to see the patch come out sometime soon and hopefully fix some things with the performance, as it does need a little bit of some love performance-wise, but the content is, God, it's so good, dude. So we're going to go on. We're going to have day 5 of that and have a good time. So if anybody's been able to hang out today, you're not familiar with what we do, this is the way we start off all the streams. 6 days a week, we're live. Starting off at 6 a.m. CST CDT, that would be 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific time, every day but Wednesday. So tomorrow is our normal down day. Don't forget that. So no live stream tomorrow, no news segment, but we'll be back on Thursday for March 28th edition and more Dragon's Dogma. But if you're not familiar, that's the way it goes. We always do the news and then just trying to stay current with what happens in the industry. Have a lot of discussions about how to promote a healthier industry for ourselves as gaming enthusiasts, lovers of video games, and the consumers of these products, and promote the better companies in the industry that do a good job by us, and maybe shine a spotlight on some of the companies that are doing not so well by us, right? As well as just going on after that and playing games for the rest of the day like we're about to do right now. We have a great time together, man. This is an awesome community, always cultivating an amazing, welcoming experience for people, a safe place for people to be and just have a good time. Lots of laughs, obviously. If you've been hanging out today, you can see we have a good time, man. We've got a lot of cool people that are part of what we do, and it's all about, establishing amazing friendships and long-lasting friendships and having legitimate relationships where we take care of one another and spread good vibes, be, void of negativity, toxicity, stuff like that, and just have a great time enjoying the world of video games and where so many of us have, this is where our passion lies. So if you can dig that, man, come be a part of what we do. We're always looking for more good, cool, chill peeps to be a part of this community and spread the good gaming vibes, man. So other than that, I guess stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's week is going well so far. Again, no streams tomorrow, as that's our normal day off. And unfortunately, this coming weekend is a bit of a holiday for myself and my family. So Saturday and Sunday will be down days for the stream as well. So don't forget that. I've been trying to promote that already, let people know. So it is a bit of a hiccup in our normal schedule. The stream will be down this weekend as well. So we've got today, Thursday, Friday, and then 2 days off as well. That's not normal, but it's family's important, and I'm taking a couple of days to have a bit of a holiday with the family. So just know that. But other than that, man, you guys rock. Appreciate you. And I want to run us an outro real quick to kind of sum up this news segment. I'm not going anywhere. And as soon as the outro is over, we're going to start getting prepared for playing more Dragon's Dogma 2. You guys rock. You look beautiful. I'll be right back. Flipping sight, bro.